Oh, whoops. Back. Three, two, one. Hello one and all, this is Nerdcraft here, bringing you Game 4 out of a best of 5 series here, spawning on the southern position of the Metalopolis is none other than our red Terran player, EmpireKas, who again is changing colors on me. First game he was blue, second game he was teal, third game he was blue, and now this game he's red. And spawning in the northern position, cross positions of the Metalopolis, is our blue Protoss player, WhiteRa. Now, WhiteRa is the first time he's blue the entire game. He's been red the entire series. See, the pylon is going to go down. Last game was pretty freaking awesome. If you guys didn't see that, make sure you do go check that out. In fact, I am going to give you some time right now to pause this video and go check it out. So I'm going to give you a countdown. When I get to 0, you better have paused the video and gone to check out game number 3 if you hadn't seen it, or 2 or 1 if you hadn't seen anything else of this series, because I don't like it when people see, ahead in the series, because it's not right. So that's if you haven't seen them too. I'm not saying like, okay, everyone stop, go back and watch these videos again, and then you'll come to this video. It'll be a never-ending cycle. So if you haven't seen the first 3 games of this series, stop the video when I get to 0 and go back to that. So 3, 2, 1, 0. You better pause the game if you hear this. I'm sorry guys, but this is going to be spoilers for you. So anyway, as we can see here, the SCV just engaging that, the probes and SCVs kind of, doing a little stifly engagement right there. Kas is going to go for the full wall off there. This probe, unfortunately, trapped. It is, luckily for the probe, it's only a robot, though. It's only like a small little robot that is a plasma shields, particle beam, that is kind of like held together by, I think, electricity, or some sort of some sort of archaic magic or technology. Some sort of like really super cool technology that the Protoss have that humans will never have within our lifetime, unfortunately. By the time we have the this technology of the Protoss, we're going to be the sun's going to be like it's going to be a red giant, and it would have devoured the Earth, and humans would no longer know their home planet was Earth, and they'd be reallocated, that's the word I'm looking for, relocated onto different planets, and our space colonization would have been in full swing at the time. That's really cool. I really look forward to when we start doing space colonization, because I really want to check out another planet. If that's ever within my lifetime, I don't even care if I'm a 98-year-old man, and if we establish any sort of colony on a different planet, I definitely would want to go see that. It'd be so freaking awesome. It's like, you step, okay, could you imagine, you step out of the shuttle that you're in onto solid ground, but it's not the planet you grew up on or have called home for your entire life. And it'd just be so freaking crazy. As we can see here, the second is going up for Kas, as well as a defensive bunker. WhiteRa's expansion already done. He did a 1-gate expo, I do believe. Oh man, that's so excited. That's how excited I get about space and everything. I'm not even like a physicist or an astronomer or anything like that. It's just so freaking cool thinking about it. I'm in more the biological department of it. So if we did discover a planet with life on it, and we went to check it out, study it, now that's where I'd be at. I'd be like, oh sweet, Protoss. And if I discovered them, I would call them the Protoss. I'm just gonna throw that out there. If they're like a bug race, however, I am gonna call them the Zerg. So I can see that right now. Chris Nerdcraft Anderson, here to receive the Nobel Peace Prize in Biology for discovering the first extraterrestrial species in the known galaxy for humans. And I'll just be like, I'll be speech. Thank you very much. And then they'll have the interview. Then they'll have the interview about that. It's like, what gave you the inspiration to call the Zerg the Zerg? Why did you call them the Zerg? And Why are there Hydralisks and everything like that? Of course, everyone who watched StarCraft and everything are just like, we know why. And I'll just be like, oh, I was very inspired by many things throughout my upbringing and stuff like that. But anyway, enough about what I would do if I discovered extraterrestrial life. Back onto this game between humans and extraterrestrial life. As we can see here, another pylon going down. 3 gates have been established. 4th gate's not finished yet, so WhiteRa is just dating a Forge and a Twilight Council. Ooh, I like this play. There's not much that Kas has scouted. He just knows that there's an expansion. He doesn't even know if like there's how much the gate count. He doesn't even know what the gate count is. So for all he knows, he could have been done a 4-gate expansion. Oh no, the timing wouldn't have been right. He doesn't really know what WhiteRa's up to. Wow, what is my mouse doing? It's kind of like tweaking out right now. He doesn't really know what WhiteRa is up to. For all he knows, he could just be like DT rushing or something like that. Although DT rushing, you won't have an expansion. He could be belated DT rush. Okay, there we go. Getting charged right away there from the Twilight Council. Surprised he's not going for Blink, but he is getting level 1 armor as well. So this is kind of that classic thing. He's getting 4 gates as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is, yeah, basic math. Seriously, 4 plus 3 equals 7. Come on. So I think WhiteRa might be doing some sort of 2-base 7-gate chargelet. I wouldn't want to say it's an all-in, but you know, it's somewhat reminiscent of what he did last game, minus the Colossus. Huh, interesting. He's actually hiding this amount of zealots too. Oh, that's extremely fascinating. And what do we have here from Kas? He has a very, very large bio army, but no medevacs. Only one is in production right now, so yeah, I'm not sure about this. Actually, this could be a fairly quick game. But as we see here, the bio coming up for Kas, he is going to catch these stalkers. So luckily, the stalkers being placed properly, going to be able to see that this army is coming. The third is not established. Templar Archives coming up right away. So this is going to be a Chargelet Archon build by the looks of things. And Charge is about to finish right now. And there it goes. No medevacs after the stim. These zealots are just going to have a heyday on all his bio. There's not that much marauders. Great stutter set there from Kas. Holy crap, he's taking out so many zealots for so little cost right now. But of course he's going to be able, of course he's going to go down because the stim is so deep into the red, or so deep into the orange right now that these zealots are not going to be able, that they're not going to be really able to stand up to these zealots, and a majority of that army is gone, stimming away, running as fast as they can. But you know, when you run as fast as you can't beat a Chargelet when he is charging. Unfortunately, the cooldown was on its way, and Kas is going to be able to save 8 of those units out of the like original 24, 20, I think about between 30 to 28, 30 to 24, 24 to 30 units, somewhere in between there was the amount. And as we see, they both know that they are establishing each other's third. This is going to be a planetary fortress instead of a orbital command. That's kind of dependent on the player more than it is dependent on the actual situation. Some players will feel that they can get away with doing an orbital command. That's usually in TVZ, while other players will feel that they need that extra protection. And as we can see, Kas is one of those people who thinks he's going to need that extra protection because, hey, he's playing WhiteRa right now, so of course he's going to be needing that. And it's currently 1-2, so if WhiteRa wins this game, he takes the series. So yeah. 4 High Templar have been warped in. They're just pooling up energy for the storms. They are currently at 106 energy roughly. So they are going to have plenty of storms when it comes out. By the time he moves out, I'm going to guess that there's going to be 2 storms each. That's going to be 6 or 8 storms, which is a lot of freaking storms. I'm curious. So cooldown is 2 seconds. Creates a storm of psionic energy that lasts 4 seconds, causing up to 80 damage. Okay, 80 damage. I'd always wondered how much damage exactly a psionic storm did. I used to know it, but then I forgot it because I don't know. And hello. What do we have here being made in the robotics facility? We have the signature unit of WhiteRa, the Warp Prism, coming out here. He is getting a robotics base, so he might go for Warp Prism speed. but with High Templar and Warp Prism, I can't help but feel High Templar drops. Of course, the High Templar loading up into the Warp Prism. They are going to get ready to destroy. And Kas, who's getting ready for a drop here, is going to scout these pylons. So he's probably going to abandon the drop because he knows that WhiteRa will be ready for it. If there's not enough energy on this medevac to do feedback. WhiteRa now supply blocked, trying to not really take it into well, kind of you know, kind of doing a miscount of supply with his pylons. Usually, whenever you put a proxy pylon or a forward pylon anywhere, you're not supposed to count it into your supply. So you're supposed to, you know, act like it doesn't exist and just replace it as quick as you can. And now this probe with gold in its mouth is not going to be spared any mercy. The Terran's like, that is my gold. How dare you take it? Well, it is actually WhiteRa's gold because it's on his side. And this Warp Prism, is it going to be seen? It is going to be seen. So the oh no! High Templar. Oh, great feedback right on the medevacs. Oh, they need to get the storm. He does save them all. For help. It lives. I think he did lose a High Templar though, because there's a Zealot in there. Yeah, he did lose a High Templar somewhere. So holy crap, WhiteRa, you are scaring me, losing that High Templar and then almost losing all 3 High Templar and a Zealot. So wow, Colossus coming out here. Extended Thermal Lance, about 2/3 done. And a second Colossus on its way, as well as the 4th. This 4th is just going to be caught by out of position. Well, not really caught out of position, but caught for sure by Kas. And is it the Marine jogging as fast as he can? He sees the pylon there, but he's not going to really check. And bam! Hey, sup? And here comes the engagement. Oh no, the Warp Prism. Warp Prism's focusing down the Colossus, luckily, and those EMPs do not really get much on the chargeless, but it did take out, it did hit 2 of the High Templar, so only 2 storms were able to go down. And looks like this WhiteRa is on the run here. This Bioforce is really superior. This 4th is going to be taken out with ease now. Finally, a good amount of medevacs coming out from Kas. The entire series, I felt that Kas has been trying to, he's not been able to balance Vikings and medevacs. So it looks like he's just saying screw the rules and going for a less Viking composition. Well, that's also mainly because he does have High Templar. Ooh, in his money scans, there's no scans actually. Feedback did go off on Ghost, but it was sniped right away. And there's no Energy Force. Oh, there is Energy Force Storm right now. This 3rd looks like it's going to be taken down. WhiteRa is in some trouble right now. Level 3 armor coming up. Bad storm, I would say. Only hits a couple of units, doesn't even kill them. And these Colossus are slowly getting surrounded by the Bio. Archon is being morphed, but it's not going to matter because he's not going to be able to finish it off, even though he does do 43 freaking damage against light units. Holy crap. Chargeless coming in, but they take out as much as they can, but they will fall. The warp 3 Stalkers and 3 Zealots being warped in right away. Snipe going off on one of the Zealots, and everything going down. 2 more Colossus are going to join into the battle, but they are able to clean everything up by the looks of it. Kas loading up and getting out of here. So WhiteRa really not good at all for him. He lost his 4th and his 3rd, and is forced to do long distance mining, while Kas actually gets his 4th, and he even has a 5th command center, which is an orbital command ready to go. This Zealot's going to come in and it's going to scout it. This is going to be morphed into a planetary fortress, and another scary bio-sized army coming up here from Kas. If we look, these are 2-2 to 3-2 when it comes to the army upgrades. This 3rd is going to be finished. There's not that much ground though for Kas, for WhiteRa. He has the Colossus, which of course really nice, but he doesn't have much Zealots. He only has 5 Zealots, and looks like the Zealot is going to move forward, but sniped right away. Oh, that was a High Templar, my bad. High Templar going forward. Again, sniped. The 4 Colossus and handful of Chargelets and Stalkers going to come in. There is a High Templar in the back. Going to try and put a storm down, but unfortunately, Kas does go back, and we're looking at almost a nearly max cost to a 130 supply WhiteRa. I'm surprised that WhiteRa was still even able to hold this third, and it's just amazing at you know how far ahead Kas is becoming against WhiteRa. He has 3 orbital commands that he's just using as a that he's using for well, he has 1 that he's using for a macro just for the mules and everything, and then the rest are planetary fortresses, and he even expanded he's even grabbing his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th base. Wouldn't be surprised to see him go for the gold at all lately. I think that WhiteRa needs to get a DT shrine out here so he can you know, do some harass. That would probably benefit really well, because if we look around, there are no missile. Well, there's missile turret there, but this base is completely naked, and this base could just be denied. And we see Kas moving out across the map here. He's going to go straight for the 4th that WhiteRa is desperately trying to reestablish. Actually, no, he didn't even see it. He probably went over there to look to see if there's any pylons that would indicate the 4th. And as you can see here, Ghost putting down EMPs on that entire army. Archons coming forward, as well as Stalkers, to try and take out these Vikings. Storms go down on the Vikings. I think all but 1 Ghost was killed in that engagement. So definitely not good for Kas, but you know, WhiteRa's shields are still down. And here's the engagement again. There are 4 Vikings picking away at these Colossus, backup Colossus right over here. Storm's going down, but Kas moving forward right out of them, sniping the Zealots and High Templar as they warp in. Archons in the front as well as Stalkers. This Colossus is going to go down, and so did the one over here, but this actually looks like it might be cleaned up by WhiteRa. I'll be really surprised if it does. Holy crap, it is actually repelled by WhiteRa in ways I never thought it actually would. Zealot's being warped in on the low ground. Try to see if he can get these last remaining Marauders, but looks like he's going to just back off, try and pick off a medevac or 2. And what is Kas's response? Well, he is getting the gold, and it is 101 to 167 with the supply. So Kas still in a pretty demanding lead. If we just look at the army supply right now, it is 36 to 94, and 75 SCVs to 67 probes. So they're actually pretty even in the economy. But now that but with that last drop, it was really amazing that WhiteRa was able to hold it off. I thought for sure that was the end of the game, but this game will go on. Come on, WhiteRa fighting. So let's see here. Medevac was going to go for a drop, but it was scouted by the Zelnaga Tower, so just going to back up, not do it. And I probably shouldn't say WhiteRa fighting. That's pretty biased. I try not to be a biased commentator, but sometimes you just can't help it, because when it's freaking WhiteRa. Speaking of which, he has a gateway that's not not been transformed into a warp gate, so that's really bothering me. Come on, I'm mashing the G button right now, because that's my hotkey setup. I don't know if there's anyone who does different. I don't really. I kind of stay on the default. I do stay on the default hotkeys, because I don't really know, like, anyway. And plus, I'm used to it, so it'd be pretty scary. And WhiteRa or Kas actually sacrificing some SCVs there to make more supply for the army. WhiteRa got pissed off a statue. Here comes, oh, feedback on the Ghost, but it was sniped right away. These High Templar all have storms, so there's going to be 2 storms. Okay, no storms. And now WhiteRa's kind of in some trouble here. 5 Stalkers being warped in right now. The army is just Archons, Zealots, and Stalkers. Unfortunately, you cannot demorph Archons into High Templars. And all the EMPs go off on that army and not the other ones. Well, never mind. Now there's more EMPs. And everything's going to be cleaned up from WhiteRa. And this 4th is going to go down. There's the GG. Well played from WhiteRa. And we are going to go into game number 5 after Kas ties it up 2-2. Stick around for game number 5. That's the final match, guys. This is where it gets really awesome. Also, to make sure that you guys do get to game number 5, are able to see it, you can subscribe to my channel, and it'll just be right there. You know, you don't have to do any pestering or any bothersome looking around for it, because sometimes YouTube can be a little weird and it just doesn't show it, and just, oh, so that's what it looks like. Curious. So yeah, please subscribe to the channel, and you'll just get these awesome series. Well, you'll get these awesome, you'll be able to find the awesome games of these awesome series. Anyway, stick around. I'll see you then.